we're going to just do a quick review of Chapter 1 in 5 problems. I am going to go through these fairly quickly. I would like you to try them on your own before I go through them, just to see if you remember how to do them. If you don't, you maybe watch the video to get them started, but still I'd like you to finish them and then compare your answer. Okay? So number 1. And again, I'm going to go through them fairly quickly, so you might have to pause it, slow it down, just to see the steps. But number 1, we have 1.27, that's a line over the 27, and we want to convert this to a fraction. So what would this be as a fraction? And I don't know if you remember the steps, but there's 4 steps, so we're going to take the 127, and we're going to subtract the non-repeating part, so that's the 1, and that gives us 126. That is our numerator, 126. And then we need to know our values. So this is the hundredths place. The 7 is in the hundredths place. And it is, the non-repeating part is in the ones place. So we're going to subtract 1 from that. And that gives us 99. So 126 over 99. Which is actually divisible by 3 top and bottom. So let's reduce that to 42 over 33, which is also divisible by 3. 3 goes into 42 14 times, so 14 over 11. And that would be the answer. I would accept any of those 3 answers. Okay, 14 over 11 once it's reduced. Okay, number 2, we want to convert this one from a fraction to a decimal. It's actually a mixed number, but we're going to convert it to a fraction. Or, sorry, a decimal. It's already a fraction. First thing, we can leave the 1 alone. That's just going to be the first number in our decimal. So it's going to be 1 point something. And to get the 7 over 8 as a decimal, remember, the bottom number always divides the top number. We're going to do 8 into 7, which you can't do. So we're going to do 8 into 70. 8 goes into 70 8 times, and that gives us 64 with a remainder of 6. 8, and we bring down a 0. 8 goes into 60 7 times. That gives us 56. And minus, and that gives us a 4, bring down a 0. 8 goes into 40 5 times. So now we want our 1 that was out here in the front, that goes first, and our decimal is 875. So 1.875. Okay, number 3, x cubed equals 343. In order to figure out what x is, we need to do the opposite of the power of 3. And so the opposite of the power of 3 is take the cubed root of both sides. Basically, what we're doing is we're just making sure we do the opposite of this to both sides. I don't think I'm going to put anything quite like, I might have you do a cube root, but I don't think I'm going to have it as in this form. But just so you know, the cubed root of something cubed, the cubes cancel out, so we just end up with x, and then we need to find the cubed root of 343. Honestly, I'm going to let you use a calculator, but if you don't know how to use the calculator for this, it still might be good to figure this out. A number times itself 3 times, that gives us 343. Let's look at 7 times 7, no. No. So we could just go, let's go by multiples of 343. Divided by, no. Okay, that's okay, that makes sense. So, sorry. The cubed root of 343, I know that 343 is divisible by 7. Okay, so that's 7. And what times 7 is 343? That's 49. And 49 is also 7 times 7. Because it's a cubed root, every time we get a set of 3 of the same number, we can take it out. And we don't have anything left to work with, so our x is just going to be equal to 7. But you can just put that in your calculator, either as a cubed root, or if you raise 343 to the 1/3 power, we'll do the same thing. Okay, number 4, we just want to know what kind of number, all the numbers that apply, or all the names that apply to pi over 2. And pi is an irrational number. Remember, we have a decimal that goes on forever and ever, so it's irrational. And if the numerator is irrational, the whole thing's irrational, so it's an irrational number. And remember that irrational numbers fall under real numbers. And those are the two names that apply to that. You might want to just do a quick review of your other options, rational numbers, integers, etc. Okay. Number 5, we have the square root of 99, x squared, and 9.8 repeating. And we want to know what these would be in order from least to greatest. Okay, so let's look at the square root of 99. The square root of 99, we don't know. We could put it in a calculator, but we don't know it right away. It's between the square root of 81, which is 9, and the square root of 100, which is 10. It's between 9 and 10. It's a lot closer. It's only 1 away from 100, and it is 18 away from 81. So much, much closer to 100. It's going to be probably 9.9 would be my guess. But so let's just guess 9.9. We actually, because this number is going to be so close, 9.9 and 9.8 repeating, let's just put it in a calculator just to make sure. But square root of 99 is equal to 9.949, so 9.5. So 9.9. So this one, the square root of 99, is greater than 9.8 repeating. How about pi squared? If we just do 3.14 squared, then that's 3.14 times 3.14. You can do, if you want to, you can do that long multiplication, or you can just put it in your calculator. So do pi times pi, or pi to the second power. And that gives us 9.86. So these are all pretty close. If we rounded them, they'd all be 9.9. But this is going to be 9.8. So we'll just round to this, 9.87. So what we have is we have 9.87, 9.9, and 9.8 repeating. So this would be 9.88. And so if we were to put these in order, 9.87 is the smallest. That's going to be our pi squared. Our next is our 9.8 repeating. And then our last one is the square root of 99. And that would be in order from least to greatest. And that is Chapter 1 in a short, quick video.